Okay. Hi, Anel. My name is Birmet, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Next Step project. And today we invited our guest Anel Melis, right? And she's the one who was accepted to the several top universities, uh, to the Ivy League, including UBC, and other universities. And Anel decided to study at the University of British Columbia, right?
British,
Yeah,
yes.
good. So now today we'll talk about the journey of Anel, how she was working on it, how she was working on her projects, and what kind of challenges she faced. Okay, so let's start our podcast with the first block, and it's about introduction. So, Anel, could you please tell us, can you introduce yourself just briefly? So, if someone asked who is Anel, what would you say about yourself?
First of all, it's very nice to meet you, Bermet. It is such a pleasure to be here today, and I'm happy to share my experience. So, um, if talking very like shortly about myself, I was born and raised in Kyrgyzstan, yet currently I live in Almaty since my family moved here. Um, I always loved like learning new languages. I always loved meeting new people from different backgrounds and from different cultures. And this really like pushed me like since I was a child to apply to universities abroad, which ultimately shaped my view in the way that I was always like hoping to go somewhere like further than Central Asia, let's say. So yeah, I graduated from Bishkek International School in Bishkek in Kyrgyzstan, and I studied there for a couple of years. I did IGCC, then I did IB, and yeah, ultimately I got into some universities that I really wanted to go, and I had to choose the one that I'm currently studying in, which is UBC, as you just said in my introduction. So yeah, I love dogs. I love volleyball. I love different kind of activities, and I love spending time with my friends.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much for your sharing. So, and how to say, at what point did you realize that you wanted to pursue opportunities like somewhere at international level? That,
Mhm.
that you wanted to,
Honestly,
yeah, go ahead.
mhm. Yeah, sorry. So honestly, I was always a very like active student. I would always like want to participate in different kind of activities like volunteering, um, pursuing my own projects. In high school, like in grade 11 especially, I was like eager to participate in so many things, not even because I wanted to apply to different like universities abroad, but just because I liked it. So as for opportunities, like as for international opportunities, I think I was always like, as I said, like eager to meet new people
Mhm.
and to meet people from different like cultures. So I think participating in such opportunities, which includes studying in a university abroad, like I'm studying in Canada, it allows me to do that, and it allows me to fulfill my passions, and it just builds who I am. So I was always like eager to participate in international like research competitions or like tournaments. For example, I would always like raise my hand to go to like sport tournaments, like even in Kazakhstan, because my school would travel to like different Central Asian countries to like play sports like volleyball, which I love. So yeah, that's that's my short answer to your question. Like it's what I love, and it's what I always like did.
Okay, I see. So, talking about the volleyball, are you a professional player?
I'm not a professional player, but I can certainly say that I've played for quite a long time. I started playing when I was in grade 8 in Bishkek International School. And then, yeah, I was in the starting lineup of my team. It was a women's volleyball team. And then I also play volleyball at UBC, but it's not a varsity level. Like, it's not a professional level. It's more like, it's called intramurals.
Mm.
And it's basically like friendly games slash like competitions. So it just, I don't know, it just brings me joy.
Okay, I see. Good. So how this, okay, looking back to, looking back, what experiences have like, shaped you the most? Like, what experiences shaped you, or like, which experiences affected on you the most?
hmm it would like definitely be the time when I started like taking on leadership roles on myself. Because prior to that, like growing up, I I wouldn't say I was like a child who like didn't want to speak to people, etc. But I was just kind of like scared to start like taking on like responsibility, like leadership roles and different kind of projects. And I remember I was a part of the Internet Club of Bishkek. Um, when I was in grade 9 or 10, I think. And it was actually the first time I had like a team which I would lead. I wasn't like a team leader or anything, but I was like the right hand of the team leader at the volunteering club. So that was the time when I was like, oh damn, like this is pretty cool. Like I like this. So like since then, I think that was like my first experience having like a team. Like I remember we organized a spelling bee, like I would contact like the sponsors, etc. And it really like pushed me out of my comfort zone, which later on helped me take on other leadership roles in high school, like at my school, also like founding my own organization, and then further on, it ultimately like helped me with my application process too. So,
Really nice. That's such a great experience, especially like organizing with while you're a school student, like organizing some events for other schools as well. That's really nice. Okay. So, talking about UBC, I know that you applied for to the like several number of universities and you were accepted with a scholarship. Okay, why did you choose UBC? Like why would you choose UBC rather than other universities?
hmm honestly, it was a pretty hard choice to make because like some of my offers were pretty similar to UBC. So like I was thinking about like choosing university for such a long time. I remember like sitting in June, like talking to my mom and be like, oh, like I don't know what to do. Like I actually didn't know what to do. So at that moment I realized that I really need to think of it very like constructively, but at the same time like thinking about my own like intuition, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
um yeah, so when I ultimately chose UBC, it was because of the amazing offer that they gave me. It's such a like it's such an honor to be a part of that community. And yeah, I wouldn't say I looked at the rankings a lot like too much because I don't believe in rankings like of universities because from people I know, from my friends, from my like brothers, they studied like in different kind of universities, and like ranking would not like define like how good their education is. So kind of like looked at different aspects of a university. At UBC specifically, I I really like the location, which may be weird, but I do like the location. It's in Vancouver. It's such a beautiful campus. It's one of the most beautiful campuses in the world, in my opinion. And yeah, the education is great, even like ranking wise, right? And apart from that, I also looked at how international the university is. And UBC specifically is very international. There are so many like students all over the world. And like whenever I go to classes, for example, it always like reminds me of the reason why I'm there, because I get to meet like so many new people from so many different backgrounds. Even in my program, the International Scholars Program, which is like the scholarship that I'm in, there are basically 30 people from different countries, including like Central Asia, um, like many people from Africa, which are so like they're so great, like they're so funny. And then like many people like from other countries as well. So yeah, I think with UBC, it was like one of the like top universities for me based on that ranking that I just always looked at.
So if we sum up, so you would look at the cultural diversity at the campus and basically location, right? Yeah.
Not some of the
Okay.
campus. I wouldn't recommend students to
Uh,
choose a university based on campus, but I just saw like from experience of my friends again, how like the location of the university really made a difference because for some people they don't like the suburbs, so like studying in a very like suburb area at a university might be like pretty boring, but then if you're like more in a urban area, then I think it will be better for you if you like different kind of activities, etc. But yeah, like summing up, it would first be the cultural diversity. Secondly, of course, the education. It's definitely like really important because it is the reason why you're going there. And the third reason would be just how you feel, like what your intuition says about like the country you're going to, like the university you're going to, whether like you're like I would say like open to new experiences. Because in some universities, it's like a very like small and closed bubble which you're in, and for some people it's good, for some people they don't like it as much as others do. So I would say like first again cultural experiences and diversity, second education, and third would be just your own feelings and just your own preferences. So
okay. Okay. So I heard that you mentioned that the ranking doesn't matter for you, right? And you told me that the ranking doesn't define the education, the level of education of university. How do you think? What does define the education of university?
mhm. I think education is a very like multi thing.
Mhm.
So when I would like define like how good the education at a university is, I would definitely look at the professors that are teaching at that university. Uh, because they ultimately like shape your opportunities if you go to like office hours, and they're like one of the primary factors that you're there like for the networking, like for like hearing about their experiences. So if the professors have a very like rich background, for example, like they were heavily like focused in like research or like different like international organizations, which most professor are, but then you need to like look at the specific area of your study. Second thing, I would also look at class size because in some universities, I'm not like I can't name like the exact universities, but there can be like very huge classes, for example, like in every course, which may be like not beneficial for you because you wouldn't get like the like communications that you want, maybe like even like with a professor because there would be like too many people in class. And yeah, as for ranking, of course, I wouldn't like I said they don't matter for me, but like I would say like subjectively, like objectively speaking, you can look at the specific rankings of your program of study. For example, if you're studying like geography and you see that, oh, like the university you got into has a really good geography program, but then the other universities does not have like that good of a program, but then like the first universities is lower in general rankings, then I would recommend like looking like deeply in the university that has a better ranking on your specific area of study.
Mhm.
So in that case, rankings does matter. I just wanted to like clarify it. But then yeah, apart from that, I would like look at other stuff too.
Okay. Thank you for such a detailed answer with comments. Really appreciate it. Okay. So, if we're talking about the application process to UBC, I guess it was pretty hard, right? It was challenging to build a strong portfolio to while you're applying to different universities, right? I know how hard it is to work on your portfolio, trying to it's such a challenge to be multifunctional, like studying, learning, doing some projects, and doing some extra things, right? So, I know how strong your portfolio is, that it includes internships, um, and also research, right? And some organizations. So, I know that you are founder of one organization which is collaborating with the governmental institution, right?
It
I would
is, yes.
just tell me, how did you work on this idea? And was it hard to collaborate with governmental institutions as well?
Yeah, for sure. So, just a like brief introduction about the organization I founded. It's called the Sustainable Development Student Association, and it's ultimately about raising awareness about environmental issues in Central Asia and specifically in Kyrgyzstan. So, our mission is to raise awareness among students in Kyrgyzstan, especially in Kyrgyz regions, like in different Kyrgyz regions, of the ecological impacts that human has made. For example, like burning fossil fuels, which like it's all like it all relates to climate change, which we all like heard of. But then I'm pretty sure that many students are not aware of the like impacts and of the reasons behind um, climate change, for example, or like glacier melt.
Mhm.
So as for the reason, like the story behind how I founded that organization, I think I was always like very like passionate about like sustainability in general because I like when my day is like effective. It's also sustainable, and also I really enjoy spending time in nature. Like growing up in Kyrgyzstan, I think all of us know like how beautiful the country is, like how beautiful the mountain is. So yeah, I would always like love going there. And there was one time when I went to Isikul, like I would go there since I was a child. And I remember in the place that I usually stay at, like the water level, it would be like so deep. Like it's not even about my height, like it's about the water level. That was like really like 4 meters, for example. Um, and then um, prior I founded that organization. I remember a year before I went to Isikul again, and then in the same area, the water level it went down by like 2.5 meters, which was really scary. Like I was honestly like really scared for like such a beautiful nature in our country. So it ultimately then pushed me to thinking about how I can come up with some different solutions or how I can help our community, our people to address this challenge. So, like summing up all of this, I founded the Sustainable Development Student Organization, and I wanted to introduce like those issues to the young adults, to people who are going to lead this country and ultimately like the entire world, right? Like in any country. So yeah, that was like kind of my motivation, I think. I also saw like, for example, border conflicts in Kyrgyzstan, how like many people were killed because of the water war, so called. And yeah, it not only affects the environment, it affects like every aspect of human life, including the economy, the social life. Like with the economy, it's really fragile and it's really built like on tourism, on like water transport, etc. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's really sad to know about the all climate issues. The point is that everybody sees it, but not not everybody is ready to tell and share about these issues and try to work on these issues. Yeah, that's really nice and brave from your side to talk about these things and make some changes and reforms. It's really nice. Yeah. Okay, talking about this project, how do you think? What was the biggest challenge while leading such a huge project, like being a founder? What kind of issues, challenges, struggles have you faced?
Hmm. I think one of the main like challenges with the project was not like the organization part or like the logistics part. It was pretty easy because I found like many volunteers who were willing to do that because they were already invested in like ecology and in ecological like hemispheres, right? But then when we ultimately like were raising awareness among schools in Kyrgyzstan, because I had volunteers in all Kyrgyz regions who would went to school, who would go to schools and present. Like we had a template presentation with like um, basically a guide to glacier preservation, how students can help and how students can contribute. But then the hardest part, the hardest challenge was to actually make students believe
Mm.
and that they can make a difference because in our society, like in every society in general, like and not even in Kyrgyzstan, like everywhere, I even see it in Canada, right? People think that their contribution is too small to make a difference, which ultimately leads them to not doing anything at all and thinking like, oh, like it's the government's problem or like it's not, it's the social problem, like it's not my problem. So like changing this mindset is really hard, like for anybody, I think, including what I like witnessed in my project. So I think it really takes time. I would say even like generations maybe to make them believe that they can make even like a small difference. Because if you're making your like the area around you basically like sustainable, even like if you're making the people around you happy, like if having like an alternative view, like if you're making people around you happy, then it's like plus some like sort of happiness like to the entire society, right? Same with the environment. If you're caring about like your local area, or if you're teaching your like younger siblings, for example, not like throw away trash or anything, like the mindset kind of changes, and it's like it takes time. And I would say that my project specifically, um, we definitely raised awareness and we heard feedback from students that they like first didn't know about the environmental issues that are happening, but then I'm can be like certainly sure if this impact that we've made was like widespread among like every student. Yeah, because again, like it's hard to like break this mentality of progress. So.
Mhm. That's such an interesting views of yours. Oh wow. I'm really impressed about your project. I'm just I have no words to comment. That's really nice.
Thank you so much.
So, you've mentioned about affecting and changing the mindset. How do you think? Like, what did, okay, did you have a person who changed your mindset, like affected
Mhm,
as way you are doing right now?
mhm. Mm, I wouldn't say I have like a certain person that like changed my mindset entirely, but I
Mhm.
would say that every people, like every person I meet in my life, I try to learn from them. Like whenever I meet someone new and like I get to like connect with them on like certain level, like I'm not saying like surface level, I'm saying like becoming friends or like having like sharing the same class, being in the same environment for a certain time. I think every person brings like value to my life personally because I get to learn from them a lot. Like for example, from some of the people I know, I learned um, like how to be a good friend, for example.
Mhm.
From others, I learned that taking care of like animals is good. Like from my mom, I learned like about my family values. From my brothers, I learned about like not being afraid, like to step out, and just always like reminding yourself that if you don't like something, you can always like turn it around and go. Like I wouldn't say I have one person who like changed my life or anything, but I would say like it's a combination of everyone I meet, of everyone who surrounds me, who I generally like love and care about, who
Mhm.
like shape me, like shape who I am basically.
That's really sweet of you. Yeah, that people are always there's a phrase like people need people. So
Yeah, that's a good phrase. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, but I don't think that there is such a phrase in English, but in Russian, yeah, yeah, there is
Yeah.
a phrase in Russian. I'm not sure about how it's in English. Okay, okay, good. So if we're moving forward to the next block, talking about the portfolios, um, so could you please share us what how were you looking at the opportunities like working on the research or applying for the internships while you're studying at the school? Because as far as I know, sometimes it's pretty hard for uni students to get an internship or to be a part of the some research. And could you please share how hard was it for you and how could you deal with this with such challenges and problems?
hmm I just want to start with like a general approach that I had to my university application process. So
Mhm.
basically, I like formulated a personal brand for myself.
Yeah.
And since I'm interested in like sustainability and ecology, like it all relates to politics and like wellness of the society, I kind of like went on and would try to connect all of my activities, all of my internships to that area that I try to focus on. So as for like internships, it's of course like going out of your comfort zone and finding people internationally, finding people in your local area, specifically like professors who would you be willing to work with, who prior like before you had experience in that certain area that you're looking into. For example, I personally looked into like ecology and like sustainability, so I would contact like so many professors in other like universities, like even in, like the universities in Bishkek, and I would like go on and ask them if like they will be open to having me as their like research assistant, because I was like so interested in that kind of project. And ultimately, I found like a professor who was willing to work with me. He's a professor slash he also works at the Federal German institution. Like he's doing research there. So ultimately, I decided on a research on the LiDAR technology to track Kyrgyzstan's glaciers. And even though like I did like most of the work myself, it was great to have him there because he could like review my work and gave me like really nice feedback. So yeah, as for other opportunities, I think like managing it while being in high school, um, it is manageable, but you really need to put in the effort. And I think many like high school students, personally, like I know some of them, and I also like experienced it before. They're scared to basically like combine different things. For example, if they set a goal to have like an exam, for example, like SAT or something, they'll be like, oh, like I need to focus only on my SAT, nothing else.
Mhm.
I would try to like go out of that and just like try to like combine different things, which ultimately helped me like manage it all at once while applying to universities. Yeah.
Does it mean that you are really good at the time management?
I wouldn't say I'm the best at time management, but I try my best. Of course, I also have some guilty pleasures like scrolling, etc. But yeah, but yeah, I try to prioritize things basically. That's what helps.
Okay. So how did your like a daily routine look like?
Um, well, I was applying to universities
Yeah,
or
during this whole process.
oh, it was so it was so heavy, honestly. Like I would crash out all the time. Anyway, my daily routine would be first of all, I had like school. I couldn't not go to school because attendance was really important in my school and I if I wouldn't get like 75% requirement of attendance, I wouldn't be able to graduate. Like the rules were strict.
Mhm.
So I would wake up at 7 a.m. I would go to school at 8, and then I would have classes till 3:30. Sometimes I would have less classes, sometimes it would be like till 3:30. And then I would try also like I would try go to um, like do some sport because it would like let me basically like clear my head, and at that time I was doing like dance which I loved because it really like helped me to basically set a different mood and just not think about the application process for an hour at least. And then yeah, I would just always see myself like writing essays, honestly, because I would like I did many of my um activities that I applied with prior to September 2024, which was like the peak of the application process. So that's why I had like it would seem like I had more free time because I would mostly like focus on writing essays and doing some other internships, but they didn't like like I dedicate like 10 hours for each. It was like pretty um like not heavy, for myself. So yeah, I would just always see myself honestly writing essays. There wasn't like a specific routine, but yeah.
Yeah, I just looked at your portfolio and I saw how many internships you got, and I'm thinking, how would one person manage, like, would be able to um like study, doing research, internship, and also applying to the university and passing some exams like IELTS, SAT, and also some school exams, right? I know how hard it is. Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
application.
most of the duties were in summer, so that's why I had like more free time during the application process. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and as far as I know, BIS it's one of the top schools of Bishkek, and it's pretty hard and challenging to study there.
It
Yeah,
can be, yeah.
the program is AS level, right?
It's International Baccalaureate, it's IB,
Oh,
not
IB.
A.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
got
yeah. Yeah.
it. Especially IB program is pretty challenging to study. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so impressed and really um how to say I just I'm pretty surprised and shocked how you were trying to do and combine all these things. Yeah, really did a great job.
I
Uh,
appreciate it.
okay, so um now talking about the application process, the most challenging part, and how they're saying applying to top universities. I mean, it is something competitive, right? It is extremely competitive, especially nowadays when more people have opportunity to apply to the university and have an access to study. I mean, access to the education and to study. So, how do you think? What was the hardest part of the application process to you? I mean, for you.
hmm Mm, I think the hardest part of the process would be like dedicating the time
Mm.
to, since I applied to many universities, the application systems for almost like every of them was so different from each other because I applied to many countries. And I think that was the hardest part for me because, for example, I was applying to Canada and Hong Kong. Canada and Hong Kong have an opposite application process, and I like kind of like struggled to basically like for example today I'm applying to Canada, tomorrow I need to switch my brain and have a different approach to like essays, etc. Because for example in Hong Kong they want you to write a very like introductory essay saying like, oh, like I went to school and then I like did this project, I did that project, and then just explain your projects. Whereas in Canada and like for example the US, you need to have like a story behind it. You need to tell like the motivation behind like your passion or anything. Like it's more, I would say, like descriptive. So I think that was pretty challenging to like manage to distinguish between the different like application processes. So
Yeah, uh, US and Canadian university, they would prefer some reflective essays based on experiences. How did you feel? And talking about like cultural thing, we are not used to talk about like feelings, sharing all these stories. I'd say, yeah, that's it's interesting part. Okay, and uh, if you could list all of the universities that you applied to, and which university was the first one who accepted you, who gave an offer? I mean, sorry. Yeah.
the first one who gave an offer. That's a hard question. I think it was a university in Hong Kong. I'm pretty sure it was HKU or HQC because I remember applying there for early I'm not sure how it was called in Hong Kong, like early action. Basically, like I applied in November or even earlier. So they gave me an offer in like February, I'm pretty sure. And it was one of my, oh, not even February, it was January actually. It was one of my first offers. So yeah, they give the basically like their feedback pretty early.
Okay, so okay, talking about the acceptance, did you have any rejections?
I did. I had many rejections. So, yeah, it's part of the process, right? So, I just to give like a brief like background, I applied to 41 or 41 universities like all over the world, and I had about 15 rejections, I'm pretty sure. Um all of them were from universities in the US
Mm.
because yeah, I applied to many top schools. Like I also did Ivy League. They didn't. They rejected me. So yeah, and apart from that, yeah, I got into like the rest. So
41 universities. Sorry, 40, 42, right?
for 40, I think it was 41 or 42. I don't remember exactly. Yeah.
Rejections are, and there is only 15 number of rejections. Wow. I'm so impressed about it. Okay. Um, so you're majoring in ecology, right?
So basically, my program is called the Global Resource Systems. It relates to ecology, but it's also like about like agriculture, etc. So it's basically like sustainability, if you wanna, like, you can call it like that. Yeah.
Um, so talking about the universities, did you have any top choices or preferences that you wish to be accepted for?
Wish to be accepted for, which like from where I was rejected.
From all this list, or UBC was one of the top universities that you really wanted to be accepted.
hmm Definitely, I liked like UBC because, of course, like from the scholarship um they offer basically, and then like from the university in general. But honestly, it wasn't like I always wanted to go there. Like it was never like my very top choice. I just yeah applied to many universities because I wanted to be safe
Mhm.
and I wanted to get into a university with a nice offer. So as part like apart from that, with other universities, I would go to Ivy League. I mean, who wouldn't? So yeah, I honestly I didn't have like a very like top choice.
Mm.
I wanted to study in Korea for quite a long time because I like the universities there and like the environment. But then, yeah, I got into some universities in Korea, but then I decided to go to UBC because it would give me like more opportunities, I think.
Yeah. Wow. So many countries like Korea, um, Hong Kong, US. Yeah, that's great.
Canada, yeah. You.
Okay. Um, so, um, okay. So if you're about your portfolio, so how do you think? What was something special about your portfolio that would stand out of this? I mean, from other applications, from others.
Mhm.
What is special about your story?
Yeah, that's a good question because I believe that every like students, every person's story is very like unique and just like exclusive to them. So like in that sense, every person, every applicant is very unique and it's just important to like tell a good like to be able to be a good storyteller of your life and to kind of show like the admissions committee who you are so that when they're reading your essay they be like oh like they can actually like imagine you they can actually be like oh like this is Vermeer like she's kind like she's loving like she loves like I don't know like people around her she takes care of I don't know like her grandparents or like her family like she's an amazing person and apart like on top of that, she's also like an academic weapon or something. So like when the admission committee like reads your essay, they need to be able to basically like feel you. They need to be able to turn on their um like sensory things like and be like be able to like
Really?
imagine you, right? So yeah, I think with my application specifically, as I said, I really tried to focus like a lot on my essays that I was writing, and I really tried to put like meaning behind every word I write. So like if I'm writing a sentence, I would look at every sentence of my essay and I would make sure that this sentence brings value and this sentence really like shows who I am and who show like that shows my story.
Mhm.
So yeah, I wouldn't say that my application was like um unique from like in that kind of perspective, but then I still like believe that every like applicant is still unique because it's just the way like they tell the story of their life. So
Mhm. I
yeah.
heard that you mentioned that the essay part was um, not your one of none, it was the least favorite part of the application process, right? It's
No, it was actually I like writing, like I enjoy writing, but then like at the moment when I was writing the essay, to be honest, I was so tired of writing that many essays. So I just wanted to get it done. Like I wanted to get it done. But then in general, like when I look back, I realized that oh like I do like writing because I don't think I would be able to pull like that many essays in like 3 to 4 months if I didn't like writing. So
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, good. Wow, so it was really interesting to hear about the essays, and we heard from other our guests how they were experiencing the process of writing an essay. Someone told us that it was pretty hard. The other one told that it was the favorite part, and like so something controversial for everybody. Okay, so if we're moving to the next block, and it's about the challenges, the burnout, and some advices. Okay, so behind all these achievements, what were the hardest moments? It might be something emotional or something mentally. Like, what were the most hardest? What was the most hardest um, moment during this all? I mean, application process, or it might be the after application process.
hmm I think many like students can relate to this, but then at some point of your application process, like you have these like intrusive thoughts that you're not you won't get into any university you apply to. I'm pretty sure many people experience that, even like when I talk to my friends. For me, it was, I think it was November, basically like last year, November 2024. It was like the peak of my application process. I would apply to universities every day. I would click on the submit button every day. And it was honestly like, it was really draining. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty draining. And I did have some like burnout at that moment. So, yeah, behind that, I think it's just really important to not let like those thoughts
Mm.
um like stop you from doing what you're doing, even though like especially when like you're emotionally and like physically tired of like constantly like working or doing something. It just it shouldn't like stop you from doing that, and it's just a part of the process, I think. So for me, um I remember like if talking about a specific moment, I remember it was actually when I was applying to UBC, because since I didn't always have UBC on my like top choice list. I didn't like prioritize it that much, so I honestly applied there like 1 or 2 days before the deadline.
Mm.
And then there was like a second part of the application that I did for the scholarship. And I was like, at that moment, I was so like drained. And I was like, should I even apply there? Like, I don't think I'm gonna get in, you know? Like I had these thoughts. I was like this is such a like competitive program. Like I'm not gonna get in. Should I not just apply? So I remember I was sitting at 3 a.m. I couldn't finish my last essay. The deadline was at 9 a.m. Bishkek time. I was sitting in my room, I was pulling out an all-nighter for those essays to UBC, and I finished three of my essays. There was the last one, and I couldn't write it. Like, I didn't have any thoughts in my head. So I was like, should I just not apply? And then I remember my mom coming into my room and be like heck this, just close your computer, go to sleep, like enjoy your life. It's fine if you're not gonna apply to that one university. I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. I went to sleep. I couldn't sleep that night. I was like laying in my bed for like 15 minutes or so, and then I was like, no, like I will finish that freaking essay. So like I stood up, I basically like pushed myself to writing that essay. Ultimately, like an hour and a half later, for like approximately, I had the flow. Like I started having the flow, and I finished the essay in like 30 or 40 minutes. It was like 20, like, it was like 250 words or something. It was a small essay. So I finished that. I clicked on submit. I went to sleep. And I was really proud of myself. Because like despite me being tired, despite my mom even telling me to just chill and just enjoy my life, I was like, no, like I need to finish that. And I think it's um one of the best like qualities I think I have, because whenever like I start something, I always want to like get to the end of it. Like I don't like stepping like in the middle of the process. Like I better just not start
Mm.
if I didn't finish it, you know. So yeah, that would be my advice, and just yeah, my story behind it.
I can't imagine like how you felt stressed and anxious about it.
It's like, yeah.
Wow, that's a really great story. How you didn't make an UBC as a top choice, like you didn't add it as a top choice list, but still you considered, yeah, like you could carry on the process and write this and finish all this essay. That's really nice. Wow, impressive. Okay, so it means that you had some burnouts, right? And you had some thoughts to leave all these achievements behind, right?
Definitely, yeah, for sure.
How you were dealing with it.
Um, as I think I mentioned earlier that at the moment of my application process, I would like go into dance classes, and I think it was like the best choice during that process, because like whenever like I had classes 3 times a week,
Mhm.
and like when you go to the gym, like for me personally, like when I go to the gym, I'm kind of like I feel pressured to like do like all the exercise, be like, oh, like I don't like this, like I don't like going to the gym because I just don't like lifting or anything. I don't like the cardio.
Mhm.
So yeah, when I went to dance classes, I love like listening to music, and at the same time I love like just like movement in general. So it was like the best choice because it really helped me like clear out my head, as I said before. And yeah, I think it was, I remember I would go there. I would not miss any class in November at that time. And this really helped me because whenever I would like go back home from my dance class, I would have so much like energy and so much motivation to like keep going. Because yeah, my nervous system would just chill out. So yeah, I think that would also like be my advice to students, to not like close your eyes on, for example, like physical activities, because they really do help. Like parents are right that you need to like move your body, right? So yeah, I think I would really like tell everyone to have some movements that brings you joy, because if you go to like if you do sports that you don't like, sometimes like when it doesn't bring you like pleasure from doing it, it can lead to even a greater burnout. Of course, if we're not talking about like some physical goals. So yeah.
Okay. Um, Besides of the sport advices, what kind of advices would you give to the students who are now who are applying to the universities right now? Besides the sport one, the sports one, what would you recommend? Like, what are your top three tips during the application? I mean, while you're applying.
While you're applying, first and foremost, sleep 8 hours minimum. Second, it's really true, right? Second, don't be scared to ask people for help. For example, if you're not sure how to write your essay and you're like really stuck, go talk to your friends who are in your university. Talk to your, I don't know, like siblings, or reach out to people that you know who already went through that process, and like don't be scared to ask for help. It's really important. If I didn't ask for help, I'm not sure if I would be here today. And like I was not afraid to ask for help, and many people actually like um yeah, help me in that process. And third, I think still like try to take care of yourself. Just don't close like your eyes again on your like mental health, for example. If you're feeling that you're really like crashing out or something, go have a rest for a day, like go to like a sauna or something, I don't know, like do something that you enjoy, clear out your head, and then just keep going, because yeah, like we're not robots, right? So like we need to have some rest at a certain level, even like during like those like intensive days. So yeah, that would be the three top things that I would recommend.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing. How do you think? What kind of mistakes students are doing or facing when they're applying? What
When
are
they're applying.
yeah.
Mhm. From my personal experience, as I said, sometimes like even like with UBC, it was like a very like um small like string that I could step out of and just not apply there, because I was like sure that I wouldn't get in anyway, like to that specific scholarship program. So I think for students, if they even like just have like these thoughts in their head that they're not good enough, that their portfolio is not good enough to apply to like a top school, or like their score is not as good, still do it, and then still do, so that you don't have any regrets in the future. Like it's better to do it and then have um like regrets than not do it and have regrets, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that would be like the main thing that I experienced personally, and then from what I saw from such like amazing people I know, but who are just like scared and who just like didn't believe in themselves.
Yeah, most in most cases, the students feel that their self-worth is not valued as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, for sure.
So working on the working on boosting the self-esteem or self-value would be something useful for everybody, I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so if we are going forward to the last question about the future, I mean the last block, and we're talking about the future, the goals. So tell us, what are your plans for the next 5 years? What are your dreams and what you're planning or what you're willing to do during your studies?
Hmm.
At
So
UBC, yeah.
at UBC. So as for my future plans, I'm very like recently, like a couple of months ago, I realized that I'm very interested in the agricultural industry and the food industry. So, as for my like studies at UBC, I want to focus on that and just like build my courses around that area because it's really, yeah, it just really interests me. And I'm sure in every country, especially like in Central Asia, it's a very like important topic. So those are my like academic plans slash like career plans, hopefully. And apart from that, I honestly just want to like just want to enjoy my time at university. Um, I'm a very social person. I like going like meeting new people, like going to different clubs. So I think I want to balance. I want to have a really good balance at my in my university life and further on. Um, yeah, I would want to go on exchange in my third year, which is in 1 year and a half. So yeah, I'm still like thinking of the countries I want to apply to, but I would want to do that. And then yeah, 5 years from now on, I hope to just look back and just smile on my like young adult life when I didn't have any um like harsh responsibilities, when I'm only responsible for myself, for my own journey. So yeah, I just want to smile when I look back.
Wow. You're such an ambitious and brave person, and I hope that all of your dreams and all of your plans will be, um, how to say, will be. Sorry, I just
Yeah,
lost.
I
I
get
just
it.
lost
Thank
my.
you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I just lost my thought. I hope that all of your plans are going to be um how to oh my gosh, I forget. I'm sorry. I, I
Don't
just lost my
worry. I
thought. Yeah. I just wish you
get
luck on your plans, on your dreams, and I wish you will have a great time at your UBC while you're a bachelor student. It's a great time while you're, as you mentioned, that you've met so many people. I hope that you will meet more people who would change you or might affect or influence on you, and as well as you will try to change or influence on them. Yeah,
yeah.
and
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I hope that you will get this cultural experience from your semester exchange. Yeah, exchange semester. Yeah, and okay, so now we can conclude our podcast. Thank you so much for your time that you shared about your experience about applying to the university, how you combine all these things that you mentioned. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
So thank you so much for first of all inviting me. Again, it was very nice meeting you. You had such an like amazing questions that you asked, and yeah, I'm just happy to be here again, and it's such a pleasure to be involved in this opportunity. And thank you for like spreading awareness to students because when I was applying, they didn't have that kind of project, and I would have to um, like go to people and ask them in person. So yeah, having this opportunity for students is really great, and I want to thank you for doing that in the first place. And yeah, I think you're also really amazing. I love your like I love basically like your energy because I can see that you're such a like kind and loving person. So yeah, I also like wish you all the best in university and in your studies and your master's degree and further on your plans. So
I
yeah,
really appreciate it. So thank you everybody for watching us. For thank you Anil for sharing us and having a great time and talking about about the life about Anil's experience. Okay.
thank you.